Okay, today's video will be about how to know you're ready for a godly relationship, or how I was able to tell. Now, this is subjective to everybody, individuals. It's unique to your person, your mentality, what your walk is with God, and how far along you are. So, ways you can tell ready for a relationship is one, God's put in your heart, and I'll just share some of the things that I had to go through for I was deemed ready for a relationship. And it took a lot of work. So, first thing is, one, I had to learn was surrender to God. I had to let go of the outcome. I couldn't control any aspect of it. It has to be completely in God's hands. And that's the biggest challenge, is surrender. And that's for men and women both, is surrendering to God, trusting Him and His plan, and having faith. That is step one, and that is the hardest. Two, getting rid of your addiction to corn. Okay? I say that now. And I mean it. Whether they want to admit it or not, every guy pretty much is addicted to corn to some degree. You watch it, you enjoy it. Even women are, and steady climb on that is it's starting to become more and more. Women becoming addicted to it. So, that's number two, is you have to get rid of the corn and the lust problem. Okay, you have to get rid of it. That means giving it up. Three, you have to start getting yourself financially stable. That's where I am in right now. That phase is basically you have a good job, you're saving your money, and you're getting out of debt. You're paying off any student loans you have, any credit cards or anything like that. You're paying that off and getting rid of that before you get into a marriage. And that's also part of financial stability and stewarding what God has trusted you with. And are you financially secure enough that if I started dating somebody, had a girlfriend, and I'm married, could I provide for her and a family? Which you have to be able to answer that question. 4, you have to be willing to remain single until that right person comes along. Now, does that mean you don't date? No, it's not. You don't go out and just start dating everybody you meet, or, first girl that happens to smile at you or give you, attention. Okay? If you just keep doing that, and you keep jumping person to person to person, whoever gives you that attention, you're probably not going to find the one that God has for you, because you're going to be constantly looking. So, you have to be okay with being single. And another part is one to look at is, how will this help you glorify God? Okay? Throughout your life, living a godly life, is it being single or married? You have to figure that out. If being single allows you to focus more on God, and you're happy in that way, because it's a gift, being single and remaining single, you have your lust under control, you're just happy being alone, you've no interest or desire in your heart to get married or have children, that's okay. That is most likely the gift of singleness that you were given by God, and that is extremely rare. Not a lot of people have it. Paul had it, and that's just, I think he was one of the only few in the Bible that actually did have that gift. And others have it, but if you don't, and you have a desire for reading and studying the scriptures, and God's put in your heart that He wants you to be married, then don't fight it. You have to be married. And that was number 5. I think, or number 4. I think it was number 5. And number 6 is, this is for when you're in a relationship, is something I've outlined. I talked to other guys that have been in relationships, in a Christian relationship, and this is one of the main things you have to focus on. One is for guys that are in a relationship, is you have to keep God first. Okay, you got to make sure He's at the forefront, that He is the one that is in your relationship. If God isn't number one, and He isn't the main focus of both of your attention, if you're not running towards Him, say you are, but your partner, or if you're dating, is going the opposite way, or their path doesn't line up with yours, such as a different faith, a different, say they're a different denomination. For example, all throughout there is Pentecostal and Catholic. They don't work together. That's because you're two different religions, and you're basically two different beliefs. Okay, there's the Catholics that believe one way, and then there's the other ones that believe the other way, and those two won't work, because what are you going to do when you have kids? You're going to fight with each other over which church to go to? Oh, I'm going to go to my church, but my church is better. See, it won't work, because you're on separate paths. And if you're not going towards the same objective, it's not going to work. That's the same with soldiers, or, people you work with. If you're not all working towards the same goal, which is getting, say, this project done, or, making it so you can get the sales, guess what? You aren't going to get any. You're going to fail. And that's because you're not going towards the same goal. Same with marriage. You have to be in the same goal. So, it's a matter of just a few reasons that I have to look at and let me know I was ready for a relationship, but it's a lot of work. Okay? I don't want anybody to think it's so simple. No, it takes a lot of work on your part, and God has to do a lot of work in your life. Before He sends you that partner, you have to be willing, and you'll have to want to surrender to God and trust Him. Otherwise, if you go out and just do a relationship yourself because you just want one, and you're not waiting, and you don't, fix anything, such as, you don't take care of that corn addiction, then guess what? You're going to bring that into your marriage. You're going to bring that into your relationship, and that is going to cause destruction later on, because nobody wants to be with somebody that is addicted to watching other people and to just having that, mindset of, I need to watch these other people to, quote, get, awesome. That leads to all sorts of problems in the marriage. And that's a whole other video, but those are just a few reasons there. 6, I think, or 5. But it's just ways to tell you're ready, and it takes a lot of growing. I'm not in a relationship yet. I've been preparing, but it's been 5 years. Okay, 5 years of God preparing me to get to this point, to where when He brings me that godly partner, I can balance it. I can actually effectively lead. But I'm keeping my faith and trusting in Him. Because the minute I go out and try and do it myself, I'm going to fail. And I'm just going to end up wasting another person's time and potentially damaging them. So, that is where I'll leave the video off. Just a few things. But ultimately, the main thing is trust God, have faith, Be patient. Okay? Don't rush. Prepare. Use this downtime as your prep time. Okay? Use it to prepare yourself. Build. And set yourself up for success. This has been Voice in the Wilderness on a wet, rainy day because it rained and snowed last night. The rain took the snow away. It is starting to clear off. Most likely to be a beautiful day. Anyways, whenever you see this, have a blessed day or night. Stay safe in these dark and crazy times. And I will see you in the next video.